It's Friday. Happy Friday. Unless you have to work the weekend, in which you probably hate yourself. However, I do think that Friday has a lot of pros and cons to it, a lot of good things about it. You see, Father's Day weekend is coming up, and if you didn't know already, then you should go out and get a gift for your father, if he's still in your life. If he's still getting the milk, congratulations. You got a messed up brain. Sorry about that, homie, but that's the reality. If your father didn't come back from getting the milk, I don't think he likes you that much. Anyways, what can we do? Well, first of all, we gotta figure out how the heck are we gonna get in this left turn lane, because we look absolutely cooked right now. But beyond that, I do have to ask. Oh, let's see if we can do a little spinny here. A little spin around. Oh. There we go. Nice and easy. Now, back to what I was saying. First of all, we're going to be talking for a little bit here today. Going to be off the rip, out of nowhere, all over the place. Kind of crazy. Now, get you something good for your father on Father's Day. Fathers are really hard to get gifts for, but you got to do it. Also, there's a cop that just came by. You got to enjoy your life. I mean, I've told you this about 20,000 times, but I'm going to tell you again because that's the only thing I know that is absolutely true. You got to live your life. And right now, here's a little update on what's going on. Here's what I've been doing. So it's a Friday. I get off at 3:30. I find a nice trail I haven't been to yet, and it's going to be a very long walk, but it's on the way to somewhere I'm going to be going tonight. Susaru, a little ramen spot, and then after that, a little arcade bar going on. I probably invited about 20 different people out. None of them will probably show up. I'll probably be by myself tonight. But the point is that I tried. And that I'm going to have fun regardless of anyone else. And that is all we can hope for. That's all we can dream for. So, I ask you, what are you doing in your life that gets you more social, interactive with people, inspired, interested? Are you having fun? Now, don't get me wrong. Right now, I work 40 hours a week minimum, plus maybe a little OT here and there. And outside of that, you could ask, well, what kind of hobbies would a guy do? Maybe he goes to the gym. Okay. Maybe he goes out once a night per week. Okay. But what happens when he gets off work? And maybe he doesn't want to go to the gym. Maybe he got a little burnt out going to the gym. Don't get me wrong, I think physical fitness and pushing weights are very important to build muscle and everything like that and be healthy. The problem is it wasn't working for me anymore. I was going there dreading it like it was another job, and I wasn't hyped up anymore to do it. The motivation was lost, but the discipline that I created was painful. My whole life was just work, gym, home, shower, eat, sleep, do it again, over and over and over. And when I'd be working on Saturdays, it would be the same thing. And then on Sundays, I'd still have to find a way to the gym, or maybe not, or I felt kind of guilty that I wasn't going. And I just combusted. I couldn't do it anymore. Cancel the membership. I just couldn't. And I don't want you to take my advice or my actions to heart. Don't get me wrong, the gym is a perfect place. It's an amazing place to meet people and everything. But it's not my forte. It's not my thing. I know I should give it more of a chance, and I should have persevered through it, but I pretty much made it about a year at the gym. And I think I had a pretty good routine down, but the monotony was getting to me. I had no time. I would spend an hour, 2 hours at the gym every single day after work, you know? and I get home at 8 p.m. What's up with that? I get off work at 3:30. I'm at the gym at 4. I get started working out at 4:30. It's supposed to be 2 hours in the gym. I get out at 6:30. All of a sudden, I'm home at 7:30. Like, the math was not mathing. I'm running out of time. Maybe I chill on my phone for 15 minutes. I take a shower. I'm dried off, and I sit down on my couch, and it's 8 p.m., and I've got to go to sleep at 10 p.m. And I'm like, yo, I can watch a movie, cook dinner, wash clothes, clean up after dinner, and do all this chores and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. I'm in agony. I couldn't take it anymore. So that's when I needed to change it up. Also, my little photography binge that you've seen me work towards. I don't know if you've checked out my amazing shorts with extreme professional quality, originality, and interest. But basically, they show off my photography in a perfect light. They're inspiring and artistic in the ways that you are autistic. But what I've done with that is really just open my eye to photography and spending time outside. And I think that you should spend time outside too. Also, don't mind me, I'm going to wear my special shades. Now, I know I got these off of the floor outside in the forest, so they're not the classiest things ever, but the point is, my eyes hurt right now and I can't find my other pair, so don't mind me. Now, I do have to say, we've got a 30-minute drive ahead of us, so I hope you're ready for some spoilers, because I'm about to spoil some things about my life. Now, I think I've always had an interest in photography. You know, ever since my grandpa got me that camera, that point and shoot, little Nikon 5 megapixel, I love that thing. I still love that thing. And if it still took pictures without geeking out, I would still love it. And I think I finally understand is that your camera does not determine the quality of the picture that you get. As long as the composition is right, you can make about anything. I do understand that the new age requires video editing, requires short form and vertical content. Something that completely throws out everything you've ever thought about cinematography-wise. But shorts have their warrants. They have their rights. So I've been posting on Instagram and YouTube. I make my long format videos like this, and I'm trying to find a third format within my YouTube space where I'm basically talking about photography or teaching you something, or just talking about my process to get a photo. Quite honestly, you look at something you like or think is slightly interesting, and then you take about 1,000 photos. Then you edit them over the course of multiple days, driving yourself insane, staying up until 12 in the morning or so, until you have about 3 photos. And then you take those raw photos and then you completely over-edit them to a degree where everyone is like, oh wow, so did you Photoshop that? And you say, no, I just used Lightroom. And they go, cool. As they think, why didn't he just use ChatGPT? And then after this existential crisis consumes you and overwhelms you, you can wait maybe about a year or so, and then realize, wait a minute, let me try that again, because I still enjoy photography. And that's in the predicament that I'm in now. Except I have those moments every 3 days, which is an amazing thing. I think it's great that you're able to do that. So that's what I've been doing recently, is I've been just saying, I want to go somewhere fun and interesting to me that is also free. That usually means I want to go out in nature on a trail that I haven't been to before, and or haven't been to enough times to fully encapsulate it. I like close-ups of things. I want to get nice and close and figure stuff out and see stuff. And, I'm pretty excited to explore the world. And I may not be able to go to Bali on the weekend because I feel like it, because I don't have doctor money yet. But what I can do is go to a trail that's 30 minutes away from me that I've never been to before, just to see one species of mushroom that is slightly darker than the one that I've seen where I live right now. So I know it's all pointless and useless, but I find merit in it, I find interest in it, and I think it's pretty fun. I'm trying to start to create videos, short form and such. I have to make sure to start taking my pictures in portrait mode because that's what Insta likes. Also, I just realized that my sensor is actually 3x2. So sensors aren't just completely circular. They are portrait and landscape on purpose. I thought it was a crop sensor every time you took a photo. I thought the raw photo of a lens was a circle. You know, so a circular lens has a circular sensor, but apparently not. So if you're ever using your phone or whatever, just keep that in mind. Or at least the ones I've seen. I can't wait. I'm about to get a 360 camera in the mail. So I'm going to have a brand new 360 camera. I can't wait to do action videos with that. I think it's a perfect in-between between the phone, a 360, and then a full-frame camera. The drone I still have, I still will keep. I don't think I'll be upgrading my drone anytime soon. There's just not a lot of gorgeous landscapes that I'm trying to encapsulate in St. Cloud area in Miami in Florida. Is just not a lot to look at height-wise up in the air. It's either in a forest or a town. Close-ups are where the magic is, and that's why I'm trying to get into macro photography with lighting, thinner autofocus, magnification, everything like that. And I'm pretty excited to see where that will take me. Let's see here. I'm also getting an ND filter so that I'm able to take a longer exposure, hopefully in the bright daylight, so I could hypothetically take a picture in a space like this on the highway, and basically you take a long exposure and everything is blurred. But if you take a really long exposure, it'll actually just make the traffic disappear, because the streaks turn to disappear. You have to have a really perfect tripod, and basically if the roads were empty, that's the picture you would take. But there's been so many cars that go through your exposure, the only thing that's constant is the road. So as long as your camera is still, your photo will have a picture of an empty road or an empty town with no one in it. So I really want to get into that. I've seen it done in New York and things like that. I think those pictures are really amazing because, well, I don't know about you, but I don't really like people all that much. So, completely eliminating them from your picture and, creating a ghost town with no editing, just using a long exposure, I think that is really interesting and really cool to see. Because everyone sees the hustle and bustle of the daily life, and photos that are using that are really creative and interesting. But also, at the same time, I think that if you're able to remove what you currently see on the day-to-day basis, I think that has some really interesting merit. Also, I don't know if you've ever had these. There's all kinds of different brands of them. But this right here is 10 calories for the entire bottle. It is carbonated water, citric acid, a couple other things, but it basically calls it kiwi, strawberry, whatever. You can find them at Walmart, Winn-Dixie. I got this stuff at Walgreens. They're probably all the same brand, but you get a big old thing of it. I think this is like a half liter or a liter. And it's sparkling water that doesn't taste like mid. And it's like $1 for 2. I got 2 of them. So it's pretty much a steal. I'm getting them so I can just have something that's a drink. But I am planning to add a couple things to my car. I don't know if you've ever done this before, but I do think that having a kit in your car is important. What's the bare essentials? Well, first of all, you want to have your wallet, keys, and phone on you at all times. That's the rule of thumb in today's day and age. I think that's very important. What I've added to that is maybe a multi-tool on your keychain, and also lipstick, because you got dry lips and you need to apply some chapstick. Seriously, get them dry lips out of here. Now, what else? Let's see. Beyond that, I think that you should have stuff in case your car breaks down. You need to fill up your tires, you need to vacuum your car, you need to wash your car somewhere. You know, I think all of the stuff that you have for your car, if you live in a small area, small apartment, or, you know, you live somewhere where you don't really have your own space for your own, like, I don't know, car stuff, I think that you should take a Rubbermaid container and put it in the back of your car, and that's all your car stuff. If you've got a thing of oil, a gallon of distilled water in case you needed to use coolant, maybe some coolant for your car when it gets really hot and you need a last-ditch effort to cool down your car so you can get home safely. Maybe you've got a coolant leak, that's a possibility. So I think these are all good things. Now, let's see here. The next step from that is making sure that you have a backpack with you at all times. I think you should have 1 or even 2 2-liter bottles on you, disposables, like this. This right here is basically the upgraded version of this. Now this is a 1-liter bottle, except it's skinnier and it fits in your cup holder a lot easier. Now with that, I fill it up with water, I refill it, I wash it out once a week really well with some bleach and soap or whatever. And, you know, I think that's pretty solid. But you can carry 2 of those and you have 2 liters of water on you at all times. This ain't a Hydro Pack. You don't need a Hydro Pack. Hydro Packs leak. They cause a bunch of issues. They're really annoying to fill up. Just carry 2 water bottles on you at all times like that. You don't need no Stanley cup or some crap like that. Just get you a bottle of water. Or better yet, just grab 4 bottles of normal water and have them on you at all times. I don't know about you, brother, but you is not going to drink 1 bottle of water for the entire day. You're supposed to have 8. So have 4 and refill them as you drink them throughout the day in case you go to an area where you don't have any water. And hopefully when you get somewhere with your car, you have your backpack on you with your water in it, and then you have your water in your car and you have your water in your backpack. Big brain, that's the way you need to do it. The second thing I'm trying to install is have multiple things in my backpack that I would require. For me, I have a selfie stick tripod for my phone, so I'm able to set up a video like this anywhere I need, or even take a selfie, or set up the tripod so I can take aura pics for the Instagram with my phone real quick so I don't have to worry about my camera tripod. Another thing is I've got cologne in my bag now. That's a new addition. I have gum. I have electrolyte electrolyte juice that I can squirt into some water. It's like a Crystal Light thing. It's got some caffeine in it. Another addition is you don't want to carry the whole bottle, but have a thing of caffeine pills for energy That way you don't have to make a cup of coffee and whatever for caffeine. You can just get it. The great thing about caffeine pills, while you might think that I'm insane, they are cheaper than any other form of caffeine that you can think you can find. Caffeine pills are the cheapest form of caffeine. They are also readily available and dosage accessible. I can pinpoint exactly how much caffeine I've had in a day based off of those pills. I can specifically take a certain amount of caffeine. And the great thing about that is if I'm not eating breakfast and I'm skipping it and I drink a thing of black coffee in a Splenda packet, that acidity gets into your stomach and it'll give you stomach issues. It'll make your stomach feel a little grumbly. But if I take a caffeine pill and just drink water and, fast until lunchtime, I'll have a cleaner caffeine dose, I guess you could say. Cleaner, smoother ride. Now, believe me, you take a caffeine pill on an empty stomach and drink some water, your head's, you're gonna feel it, I'll tell you that. But maybe you need it right in that moment. Now, I think you should sensitize yourself to caffeine. Definitely feel it out first. If you're very sensitive to caffeine, 200 milligrams will absolutely hit you like a brick. So move up to it. Take 100 milligrams at first and then move up from there. Caffeine is a stimulant. It is a mental thing that basically removes the tiredness in your brain. The hormones that run through saying you need to go to sleep, it basically says no, not now, later. And that's why you get those caffeine crashes. That's why truck drivers actually use a small amount of caffeine from coffee over the long period of time that they're driving. They sip their coffee, they don't chug it. So if you're getting into caffeine or something, maybe take that caffeine pill and mix it into your water like Bill Cosby, and you can sip the caffeine over a period of time, which will give you a longer lasting effect. Now the other thing you can do, that's a freaky spot. Secret Hideaway. Wow, there's about 20,000 people in there. Very interesting. Very interesting. Anyways, what was I getting to? I also have ibuprofen and acetaminophen. Now, what those are pain relievers that every doctor prescribes if you have the sniffles, a headache, or pretty much anything. The great thing is they're counter available, widely accessible, widely used, and as long as you don't take 20 in a day, you'll be alright. You shouldn't be popping painkillers every day, you should just tough it out. But when you need it, you need it. I won't lie. So, if there's a girl in your life, or you want a girl in your life, or you want a coworker in your life, or a friend in your life, and someone maybe on Shark Week or something like that, you can go, hey, I have ibuprofen and acetaminophen, do you need any? Boom, done, light work. Be a helpful friend, be prepared. If you've never been a Boy Scout, that's their motto. Definitely be prepared, be awesome. Now, let me just make sure you're still on there. Hey there. Hope you're not getting too hot there. It ain't even charging at this point. What else do I have? I've got my badge and stuff for my stuff, my work and all that. I've got some grocery bags that's still waterproof your bag when you're going outside. So your phone, your keys, your wallet, your whatever, you basically put it in your bag, and then you put a grocery bag over your bag, and that way you're kind of waterproofing your stuff if you need to walk out in the rain outside. That's the best way to do it. Grocery bags are great. They're extra storage. You can store food in them. You can store food in